In the heart of Nigeria, there lives a group of people with a story as old as the hills they call home. They are the Zaar Sayawa. Their community is vibrant, full of life, and deeply connected to their past. To understand them, we must look back. We must travel through time, following the faint echoes of their ancestors' footsteps across the vast African continent. This isn't just a story about one group, it's a story about human migration, about identity, and about how diverse a single community can be. The Zaar Sayawa are a living library holding knowledge passed down through countless generations waiting to be shared. Their story begins long, long ago. We're talking thousands of years. Before modern countries had borders, people moved freely across the land. They were searching for fertile ground, for safety, and for new opportunities. The ancestors of the Zaar Sayawa were part of this great human movement. They were not just wandering aimlessly, they were pioneers, explorers of their time. They carried with them their traditions, their beliefs, and the seeds of a culture that would one day flourish in the region we now know as Bauchi State in Nigeria. Their journey was long and hard, a true test of their resilience and strength. The linguistic connection is like a breadcrumb trail, showing movement east to west over time. Eventually, the journey brought them to the fertile lands of Tafawa Balewa and Bogoro in Bauchi State, where they made their home. While they are neighbors to the people of Plateau State, their roots and main settlements are firmly in Bauchi State, where they found a place to thrive. The story of the Zaar Sayawa is not just written in history books, it is written in their very name. Zaar means human, a word that speaks to their deep sense of identity and belonging, not just to a place but to all of humanity. For the Zaar Sayawa, to be human is to be part of a great journey. A journey that began thousands of years ago, crossing vast landscapes and connecting with many peoples along the way. Genetic studies have given us a fascinating window into their deep past, revealing how their ancestors moved, mingled, and adapted across Africa. DNA analysis shows the Zaar Sayawa possess one of the most ancient and diverse genetic lineages in Africa, a living record of their long migration and many encounters. Among their genetic markers is the very old haplogroup A00. A lineage that reaches back to the dawn of modern humans. Peer-reviewed reference, Mendez, Florida, et al., 2013. An African-American paternal lineage adds an extremely ancient root to the human Y chromosome phylogenetic tree. This finding, though based on a single individual's lineage linked to Cameroon, hints at the deep roots of the Zaar Sayawa. But their story does not end there. Like many Chadic-speaking peoples, the Zaar also likely carry the R1BV88 paternal haplogroup and the L3F3 maternal haplogroup, markers that connect them to a wider family stretching from Central to West Africa. These genetic threads are woven together by centuries of migration, meeting, and mixing, creating a tapestry that is both ancient and ever-changing. The connection is based on current evidence as well as linguistic, historical, and regional context, but it is not definitive. Broader genetic studies are needed to confirm how common these haplogroups are among the Zaar Sayawa. This is a big deal. It means the Zaar Sayawa are connected to some of the oldest branches of the human family tree. Why? Because these haplogroups are considered among the oldest known lineages of modern human males and females. It's like finding the very root of the human family tree and realizing that the Zaar Sayawa are among its earliest branches. This makes the Zaar Sayawa incredibly special, not just for their ancient roots but for the way they see themselves. By calling themselves human, they remind us that our differences are only branches on the same tree. Their DNA connects them directly to the earliest modern humans who lived in Africa hundreds of thousands of years ago. While most of humanity migrated out of Africa and developed different genetic markers, a branch of this ancient lineage remained. The Zaar Sayawa are one of the few groups in the world who carry this genetic echo from the dawn of our species. It tells us that their ancestors were part of a population that has been in Africa for an exceptionally long time, a testament to their endurance and to the enduring journey of all humanity. But their genetic story is also one of diversity. It's not just about one ancient marker. Remember their long migration across Africa? As they traveled, they met and mixed with different groups of people. Their DNA is a complex tapestry woven from many different threads, East African, Central African, and West African. So while they have this incredibly ancient root, their branches have intertwined with many others, creating a unique and rich genetic profile. The Zaar Sayawa are not a genetically isolated group. Instead, they are a perfect example of how human populations have always moved, met, and mingled. Their genetics tell a story of both deep ancestry and constant interaction. It shows that the idea of a pure population is a myth. By calling themselves human, the Zaar Sayawa express a universal connection to all people. Their DNA is a map of a shared African journey, a living testament to the interconnectedness of us all. Language is the heartbeat of a culture. For the Zaar Sayawa, their language is more than just words. It is a vessel that carries their history. It carries their wisdom. It carries their identity. The language they speak is called Zaar. It is part of the Chadic language family that links them to a wider network of peoples across the region. When you hear someone speaking Zaar, you are hearing the result of thousands of years of history. You are hearing the echoes of their long migration. You are hearing the sounds of their homeland in Bauchi state. But here is where it gets even more interesting. There isn't just one single Zaar language. Instead, it's more like a family of dialects. Think of it like English. Someone from London, someone from Texas, someone from Australia. They all speak English, but they sound very different. It's the same with the Zaar Sayawa. Different clans, different villages. Each often has its own unique way of speaking. No group of people lives in a bubble. The story of the Zaar Sayawa is deeply intertwined with the stories of their neighbors. For centuries they have lived alongside other ethnic groups in the complex cultural landscape of central Nigeria. These interactions have shaped them, and they in turn have shaped their neighbors. Groups like the Jarawa Geji Polchi, who also speak Chadic languages, share a deep historical connection with the Zaar Sayawa. They are all part of the same linguistic family, suggesting they may have all been part of the same ancient migrations. These shared roots are also visible in their genes. Scientific studies have shown that many of the neighboring groups in the region share some of the same genetic markers found in the Zaar Sayawa. This includes the ancient haplogroup A00, though it is often found in lower frequencies among other groups. This tells us that the entire region is a hotspot of ancient human lineage. The Zaar Sayawa might be one of the most prominent carriers of this ancient history, but they share that history with the people living around them. They are all branches of the same very old African tree. This shared heritage has led to centuries of trade, intermarriage, and cultural exchange.